I'm Sherry Santa Maria, and I'm delighted to speak with you today. For over 15 years, I've worked in product management dedicated to bringing new products and services to market to help small businesses attract new customers. But for the past 5 years, I've been focused exclusively on website services and branding. And today I'd like to share with you some of the most important insights and tips that I've gleaned working with many small businesses to develop and promote their strong web presence. So in today's competitive market, it's no surprise to small business owners that having a website and getting found is critical to business growth. But what's not so clear to most businesses is just knowing how to make their website as effective as it can be to bring new customers to the business and to prompt them to take action. So today I'll be sharing with you 12 of the best practices that industry experts will tell you are the most critical when building your website. The goal is not to make you a technical web expert, but to give you some important guidelines so that you can effectively plan your website and your online marketing strategy and work more effectively with your web developer to build a site that's going to achieve your online goals. So let's get started. The first best practice is one of the most important foundational steps in creating a successful website, and that's to understand your target audience and design your website for them. So a cardinal rule in building a website is to step outside yourself. Put yourself in the mind and the shoes of your target audience. You're building this website for them, and it's their needs and their preferences that should guide your every decision. So as you plan for your website, do your research. You need to understand the profile of the best prospects for your product or your service, and then tailor the look and feel of the design and the tone and the positioning of your copy to what's going to be most compelling and appealing for them. So if you target a younger audience, keep the graphics fun and youthful. In banking or law, perhaps you want to convey a bit of a more formal, professional look, feel, and tone that suggests stability and professionalism. Is your audience primarily male or female? Well, design accordingly. And don't forget to do your competitive research. Compile the list of your top competitors and visit their sites. Take note of what works well and what doesn't work. What's key is identifying the elements you want to incorporate into your site, but at the same time, pinpoint how you can make yours stand apart from the rest. It's important to keep your site unique and distinctive because in many cases, consumers are doing their research on Google, and they're going to be visiting multiple sites before they decide which solution is best for them. So go ahead and Google your products and services and see what other sites your target market will be visiting in addition to yours. Also, you need to do your research to understand the keywords or the phrases that customers are entering into search engines to search for businesses like yours. Once you understand what people search for related to your business, your web pages must be optimized to incorporate those important keywords. I won't go into a lot of detail, but one of the most important considerations in how high your business ranks in the organic search engine results is how well you deliver relevant and helpful content when somebody searches for those terms. And it's those keywords that you need to use in important locations within your site, and it's those keywords that your developer will embed into the coding for your site in things called titles and meta tags and image names. So I'm going to talk more about that in just a minute, but some of the main types of keywords you should build into your copy include names or types of products or services that you offer, and use brand names if they're applicable for your products. Your company name, as well as the names of any key people that folks would search for at your business. So, for example, your partners or doctors in a practice. Also, some of your main keywords are going to be your geographic area that you serve. So, for example, Minneapolis dentist or hard drives in Philadelphia, for example. Think even about keywords that address the symptoms as well as the cure. So if you're a mechanic, a top keyword might be squeaky brakes, for example. Now, another fundamental is to visibly provide your contact information on every page throughout your site. Make it easy for customers to reach you, and they'll be more likely to take action when they come to your site. Include your phone number on every page, and I'd suggest that you include your physical address if you have one to show customers that there's a real company behind the website, and it'll make them feel like there's less risk to do business with you. If you have a location that customers can visit, then show a map with cross streets along with driving directions. And include your hours of operation along with an after-hours contact if that's relevant for your business. Also, provide a link to make it easy to email you, or give multiple email addresses if you have different points of contact for specialized response teams, such as customer service or sales, for example. Now, it's also important that all elements of your online presence reflect and reinforce your unique business brand, and that your branding is professional and that it's used consistently. And that's not only important for your website, but your social media, your email, really all your offline and your online touch points with customers. They need to consistently reinforce your brand so it becomes recognized by your market and clearly associated with your business. Now, I know that some small businesses think a brand is just for the big guys. It's not for them. But your company has a brand, if you think about it, even if you're not actively managing it or creating a brand. Your brand is all the elements that make up your business. It's what customers expect they're going to experience when they do business with you. Having a strong brand will help set you apart and make you more memorable and appear more professional and credible. You need to incorporate the tangible aspects of your brand, like your logo, your color scheme, your tone, even the positioning of your content, into your online presence. And it's your brand that should really guide and look the feel of your site. Let's talk through a few of the best practice elements of website branding. The first one I'd like to talk about is your logo, because it's one of the most important tangible aspects of your brand, and it should appear clearly in the header of every page. It's so important to have a strong professional logo because that's often the first thing that people notice about your business. And a great logo will make a memorable first impression, and it's going to communicate that you're professional, you're reliable, and you're an up-to-date company. So for that reason, I strongly recommend having your logo professionally designed. Now, the color selection for your website is also important because it needs to work with your logo, and it needs to be consistent with your company colors and your branding. I'd recommend no more than 3 colors, so 2 primary in the design and 1 that's reserved for highlighting things that are important for your visitors to see or read or do. And obviously, the colors, they need to be complementary to each other, and you need to keep the look and feel of your website consistent throughout. So it should all feel like one experience when you move from page to page, not like you've moved on to a different site. It's also a good idea to coordinate your images and your graphics so they all have the same tone and feel and color scheme, and that they all reflect your brand. Also, make sure the images that you select are professional. I've seen poor quality images or ones that look kind of amateurish. They reflect very poorly on the business. Also, limit the number of font styles you use on the site to 1 or 2 at the most to give your site a cleaner and more professional look. And it goes without saying that the type has to be easy to read. In terms of font size for the web, for headlines, we'd recommend point size 9 to 11 points for the body copy and 13 to 15 points for headlines that you want to emphasize. Now, I like the look and feel of the North Denver Sausage Company website that we've shown here. Their logo and the product images are really the primary visual elements on the site. And then the color selections and the design works really well with the logo, and it showcases the product. And I think it gives it all a real Colorado feel to reinforce how it's going to feel when you do business with their company. Now, as you design the layout of your web pages, keep in mind how visitors will scan the page and what areas they're going to attend to the most. And those are the spots where you should place the most important information. So according to usability research by Nielsen, eye tracking visualizations show that users often scan web pages in an F-shaped reading pattern. By that, they mean 2 horizontal stripes followed by a vertical scan of the page. So on a web page, the first horizontal line catches the visitor's eye, which means that the top paragraph will be read first by most people. And this is the top letter bar of that letter F. So your top headline is the most valuable real estate and where you need to put your most compelling messages. Next, your visitors are going to move a little lower down the page, focusing on the second horizontal part of the page, such as a subheading that catches their attention. And that forms the second bar of the letter F. And then finally, Nielsen found that most visitors make a systematic scan down the page, forming the stem of the letter F. So keep that F pattern in mind and place the most important information within that F-shaped reading pattern. And use bold headlines, larger type styles, or special fonts to create emphasis on headlines or key lines of copy. You need to draw the reader's eye to what you most want them to know about your business or what actions you want them to take. Now that F-shaped scanning pattern also factors into where you position your navigation on your website to make it easy to move from page to page. So navigation buttons or links should be placed within that F-shaped reading pattern across the top and down the left side. Also, consistency is important. Your navigation buttons should be in the same location on every page so visitors immediately know where to find it and they don't have to hunt for it. Also, there should be no more than 5 to 8 tabs in the primary navigation, which is the main menu or the tabs that are across the top of the website. Don't make it too complex by providing too many options. It must be clear to the site visitor what they can click on, and the way that you identify clickable elements should be used consistently on every page. It's common to put clickable text in a different color or have the text change color or size when you hover over it. Another common treatment is to design clickable graphical buttons that draw attention to key actions you want visitors to take. So design a Learn More button, for example, or an Order Now button. Also, make good use of the headers and footers on every page of your website for key links and information. Now, here's an example of a website you may be familiar with that I think illustrates the best practices in navigation. So it's for Zappos. Zappos are really the masters at delivering great customer experience, and that extends to their website design and usability. You can see here their design, it's really clean. They have a great visual focus of attention with that photo, and there's clear and effective promotions larger there in the text to the right. But what really stands out for me is their clear and easy navigation. You can see their navigation aligns with the F-shaped reading pattern. There's that top navigation that consists of top tabs with key category headings, along with that innovative alphabetical index of brands. And in addition, there's a left side category menu with text links that run down the stem of the F. So Zappos has really provided multiple ways for their visitors to get where they want to go on the site. You may be familiar with the term above the fold, and it's actually a term that's used from newspapers. And on a website, it means the top part of the page that visitors will immediately see without scrolling down. It's critical to keep all the pertinent information above the fold so it appears within the initial screen. Internet users are in a hurry. If something doesn't immediately catch their attention, they're going to move on. Actually, I heard it said that only 10% of the visitors to your site will scroll below that first screen of text before they either decide to leave or take action. So here's an example of a website for the Grout Doctor that shows these best practices in action. This initial page view is just jam-packed with key elements that compel a visitor to take action above the fold. So as you can see here, the business name and logo are prominent at the top, along with before and after images and copy that very clearly identify the business and the products and services they offer. Now, to help establish credibility and set the business apart, there's a paragraph about their memberships in top industry organizations. And a banner, I know it's slightly cut off at the bottom there, but it promotes their ranking among Entrepreneur Magazine's top 500 franchises. Their navigation is clear with clear headings, so it's easy for the visitor to find what they're looking for. And there's a clear call to action with a very visible and easy way to request a free estimate or call there using that prominent phone number. There's also a special offer call out there diagonally at the top. I'd definitely check that out to see what deals I could take advantage of and further draw me into the site. As we saw with the Grout Doctor, there was a clear call to action to call or complete an online form for a free estimate. So having a clear call to action is the next best practice I'd like to talk about. The goal of every website is to prompt your visitors to take some kind of action. You need to make it clear what's the next step with your business that you want them to take. Is this a website I can buy from? Should I register for something? Do you have a store I should visit, or should I call for more information? A best practice is to choose one key thing and make that the most prominent. Now, there could be multiple actions that they can take with you, but there should be one main action that stands out. So for Coco Plum in this example here, it's the phone number as well as an option there to complete a form for a callback. Now, there are many different calls to action that can be used. You'll just need to select the ones that are most relevant for your business. They could include call-outs to call now or visit or email the business. Be sure to keep your contact information, as I said, prominent on each page. Online forms like the one pictured here, they're a great way to make it easy for your visitors to request a quote or a call or even to schedule an appointment. A Learn More link to watch a video or download a report or a white paper is a great way to engage your visitors with more interactive kinds of features. You're the expert in your field, so leverage that expertise with your customers because it's very valuable. Put that to work. So if you're a painter, maybe include a video on how to select a paint color, for example. Or if you're a tax accountant, include a list of the top 10 ways to maximize the amount of your return. Keep adding new features to make visitors want to come back to see what's new. Invite visitors to provide their email address to sign up for tips or special offers or newsletters. It's a great way to start building your contact database to develop and nurture relationships with your customers and prospects. What's key really is making sure that people know why they're giving you their email address and what you're going to do with it. Make sure they're clearly opting in to receive contact from you. Contests are another great way to obtain leads from your website. Their email address could be their entry, for example. Now, an important way to ensure your site is easy to use is to make sure the pages load quickly. Internet users are impatient. You'll lose them if it takes more than a few seconds to get to the page they're after. So some best practices include avoid flashy elements. AT&T does not use Flash in their sites as it's not SEO friendly, and it takes a long time to load up all the scripts, the images, and the animations. Also, keep the image sizes low. The greater the resolution, the larger the file, and the longer it's going to take to load on the web page. Higher resolution isn't always necessary. It depends on the application. For the web, a low-quality image is often sufficient. Reserve higher resolutions for applications that will be printed out to high quality. Also, limit the number of videos, buttons, and images you have on your pages. Good rules of thumb are no more than 5 social sharing buttons or 3 to 5 images per page. When you build a photo gallery, 20 to 25 rotating images is the recommended maximum. That's not only going to ensure that your page loads well, but it's going to keep your pages clean and simple, and it's not going to overwhelm your visitors. A next critical element in building your online presence is to establish trust. People do business with companies that they know, that they like, and that they trust. So for prospective customers who may be meeting you for the first time in your website, it's so critical to convey your expertise, your professionalism, and the stability of your company to establish credibility. So as we discussed, the first rule is to visibly provide your contact information on every page, which helps customers feel it's easier to reach you and there's less risk. But in addition, you should include content on your site that builds credibility and trust. Demonstrating your expertise is such a key way to establish credibility with your market. What's the one thing that you do better than anyone else? That's what you need to clearly communicate on your site. And you can reinforce that with pictures of your products or work that you've done. Again, photo galleries, I especially like those because I think they're just ideal for that kind of application. Have them rotating on your homepage and show pictures of products that are in use or finished projects. Before and after samples are an ideal way to show your product benefits. Also, FAQs are a great way to demonstrate your expertise, or you can use them to tell how to do business with your company. Don't overlook the power of a testimonial. Including testimonials from happy customers communicates that you're a business they can trust and that you do great work. Also, include links to credible articles or newspapers and publications where your business has been featured. And don't be shy. Tout your accreditations, your training, your memberships in industry organizations, awards you won, for example, to communicate that you're a trusted professional and you're an expert in your field. Also, it's important to show your SSL security certificate if you're selling online, or your privacy policy if you're collecting customer emails or using contact forms. That's going to put your customers at ease that you're not going to be sharing or selling the information that they give you. Now here's an example of a small business website for Love Remodeling that I think does a really good job of immediately communicating the credibility of their company and the high quality of the craftsmanship that you're going to get when you work with them. I really like the effect of the spotlight shining down on the examples of their work, and the prominent headline, Our Advantage, with easy-to-read bullets, really stands out and suggests that there are benefits in going with their company that you wouldn't get if you worked with other remodelers. Now, the next best practice is to include links to social media on your site. And I've heard it said that it's no longer word of mouth that's going to get you customers, but it's word of typing that's going to do it for you. Social network is how many products and service providers get found. I'm sure that's no surprise as we all use social networking to identify new products and services. I won't go into social media marketing in any detail today, but just note that there are two key practices. The first is to include links from your site to your social media profiles and vice versa. And it's also important to provide your visitors with the ability to share your site and the content on your site with friends and family so that your content and your messaging spreads from user to user, and that gives your business credibility because the message is perceived as being referred to them from a trusted source, someone that they know. Now, the final two best practices are a bit more technical in nature, and they deal with ensuring that your website ranks highly in the organic search results, or SEO. I include them not to make you all technical experts, but to make you aware of the complexity involved under the covers of your website to ensure that your site ranks highly for the search terms that your customers are using to find you. So again, I'm not going to dive down into a lot of detail, but at a high level, I wanted you to know there's coding called meta tags that your web developer will build into your site. The meta tags are a very important part of the HTML code of your website. They're read by the search engines, but they're not seen as part of your web page design. They typically include a summary of the web page content, and they should include the top keywords that are most relevant for the web page that they describe. Search engines have robots that are constantly crawling your website to determine how relevant and valuable your site is for people that are searching using those keywords. So you can see why it's important to embed those top keywords for your business throughout your site so you get ranked more highly for those terms. There are four primary types of meta tags. There are title tags, meta description, meta keywords, and robot tags. And I've included a brief description of each of them here on this slide. Title tags are one of the most important factors in optimizing your site to rank higher with the search engines. Title tags provide very specific summary of your website, including your top keywords. And it's your title tag that actually becomes the headline that's going to appear at the top of your listing on the search engine results page. You can see in this illustration here on this slide how Susie Cakes is coded into the behind-the-scenes website code there at the bottom. You can see that by that green title arrow. And then you can see how it appears as the title of the listing in the search results that are shown here at the top of the slide. Next, your description tags tell what information is contained on your website, or they describe what it's all about. And again, it's keyword rich, and it's the brief description of your site then that's going to appear under the heading on your listing in the search results pages. Meta keywords are specific to individual web pages. Nowadays, they have relatively less importance, but they're still a good way to reinforce your important keywords. These tags include 4 to 10 keywords that are pulled out of the content of that web page. And finally, robot tags are used to specify the way you want the search engine robots to crawl your website so that you get the best result. So there are very specific guidelines for optimizing your meta tags, some of which I've listed here. They pertain to what they should contain, the ordering, and the length of them. Now, depending on your technical orientation and the time that you have available, this is something that you may or may not want to get involved in yourself. I recently heard it said there's a reason why dentists perform root canals while internet marketing experts perform search engine optimization. So I just say be sure you have the right professional to do the job to ensure that your site ranks as highly as you can to get found by your market. And finally, as you build the layout and coding for your pages, make sure you have a good balance of text and images with headline tagging. I'll say more about header tags in a minute. A best practice is to break up long paragraphs of text with images and bullets. And remember, internet users scan. They don't read web pages. So too much run-on copy and they're going to bail on you. Similarly, make sure your pages are clean and they're easy to read, which includes having lots of space around the images and the text. It's a good idea to hyperlink keywords to other relevant content on the website. That means that you should make important keywords obviously clickable and link to other related content within your site to further engage your visitors. Also, add captions to your images that are rich in your most important keywords, and use bolding to highlight priority keywords. Now, your developer will ensure that your site properly uses heading tags. These are the H1 and H2 tags, as they're called, and they're another element of your website layout that influences search engine rankings. Without going into detail, the H1 tags define the content of the page, and then the H2 tags refer to the subheadings below. And finally, in web design, you want to design to the highest resolution so you can fit the most important information and the largest images in the display instead of having a lot of white space to the sides of the page. Width is the most critical consideration here. If you make it too big or too wide, the user has to do left to right scrolling to read everything. The most common width is 1024, but most people are okay with pages that are designed to 1280 pixels wide. So those are the 12 best practices I wanted to share as most critical for your website design. But in addition, there's a handful of other tips I wanted to quickly touch on that are going to be important for you to be aware of. First, it's so important to analyze your site traffic to understand how effectively your website is achieving the objectives you set with your website strategy. There are a number of web analytics tools that can help you do this. Many of them are free, like Google Analytics, but also AT&T website plans come with tools to help you with keywords and other web analytics to help you understand your visitors and your site's performance. These web analytics tools are going to help you track the number of visitors to see how many you're bringing in, and then you can analyze them. Where did they come from and what keywords brought them there? How long do they stay and where are you losing them? And then follow their click paths to see what pages are most likely to visit and where they drop out. All of this will give you cues as to the best sources of visitors so you can invest more of your money and focus on those channels. You're also going to learn where your site might be falling down and where you can do a better job of engaging and converting your market. Also, don't forget about a mobile-optimized version of your website. If your site is not optimized for viewing on a smartphone or another mobile device, you're missing a big segment of the market that's searching for your type of business. eMarketer predicts there will be 137 million smartphone users by the end of 2013. 95% of those users use their smartphones to find local products and services, and 74% of those say they've purchased as a result. This year, mobile phones are going to surpass PCs as the most common device used to access the web. The future is in mobile websites, so make sure yours is user-friendly and that you're there where mobile users are searching for you. Those of us that use smartphones, we know how frustrating it is when you get to a site on your phone and it's not optimized to display well in that smaller space. In fact, Google estimates that over 6 in 10 users will not return to a site if it doesn't have good mobile accessibility. So the bottom line is don't miss the boat. You need a mobile version of your website that makes it easy to navigate your business. A few things to keep in mind. Mobile sites aren't just smaller versions of your full website, but rather they're few key pages with just the most important information so that mobile users can find you easily and take the action they need in that condensed space. Also, the best mobile sites take advantage of automated redirect features where if somebody's searching for your domain on a mobile device, they're going to be automatically redirected from your desktop website to your mobile version. AT&T's website solutions include a limited version of their AT&T website mobile plan, and that features a mobile optimized landing page. You can also purchase a full mobile version. Just ask your AT&T website solutions representative. Also, if you haven't done so, be sure to claim your Google Places listing. Do a search for your company or your product or service in your local area, and what do you see? If your business is not listed and your competitors are, then it's time for you to make your stake and claim your Google Maps listing to get found in the Maps portion of the search results, as you see at the top left here. If you haven't already, you need to claim your Google Places listing. Your Google Places listing is so important because it ensures that you're going to show up where your customers are searching and drive more local traffic to your business. Google Places is a free listing service from Google that displays information about your business so that you display on Google Maps, and searchers can immediately learn more about your business. They can even read or write reviews about your business and find your contact information. It's easy to claim your listing. Really, it's just as easy as filling out a form. You just provide your business information. You can even post up to 10 photos and a few videos. But don't stop there. Consumers are searching for products and services like yours every day on just scores of online directories out there. You need to make sure that your business shows up on the top directories where your customers are looking. As you can see, there are multiple types of directories that provide business listings. From mobile and web search engines to directory listings, even business locations that are called out on GPS systems, if you think about it. You could do, very tedious and time-consuming work of submitting your business listing to each directory individually, or for a minimal cost, you could submit your business through a directory listing service. It's going to allow you to submit your business listing to multiples of the top directories. Online directories are just exploding on the internet, and these listing tools and services help you get found without a lot of time, expense, or really having lots of expertise in that area. Ask your AT&T Website Solutions representative about our website plans that include a marketing tool that allows you to submit your business to over 40 popular online directories at one time. So those are the best practices I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully you've picked up some pointers that you can act on to create a website that's going to work for your business. There are many options out there to help you build your website. AT&T Website Solutions has a broad portfolio of online marketing plans that can help you not only build a site that's going to convert visitors, but create a strong web presence and help you get found where customers are looking for you. You don't have to be a website expert to have a terrific professional website that's going to work hard for you. AT&T Website Solutions include plans that let you do it yourself, as well as those where professionals will build a website for you. The do-it-yourself plans include a great set of tools that help you create your website from a huge library of designs and images. You can also create a mobile optimized landing page and optimize your site to rank high in the search engines. Plus, there's many other tools to help you analyze your site and communicate with your customers. AT&T also offers a great set of build-it-for-me website plans to have your site professionally created by the experts. These plans include developing your company's desktop website plus a mobile version. There's also one-on-one design consultation. You'll also get web hosting, email addresses, and much more. So if you're ready to take the next step to start building your website, I encourage you to call AT&T Website Solutions. The website consultants there will work with you to understand your needs and select the best plan for your business. You can easily reach AT&T Website Solutions to learn more by visiting their website at webhosting.att.com or calling 888-WEB-HOST to speak with a consultant. So thank you for your time today. I wish you much success as you develop your effective website.